Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Grisenti. I'm from the Tohono O'odham Community College. I am originally from the San Carlos Apache Reservation, and I live in Parker, Colorado. Today, my topic is about the Arizona poppies on the San Carlos Reservation. Next. The location is located at the Peridot Mines, which is on the San Carlos Reservation. It's located about 4 miles away from Peridot. The Arizona poppy is a golden or an orange flower that has a scientific name called Escholcisa. This flower is invasive, meaning it spreads rapidly. It loves the sandy soil, mesas, rocky hillside, plains, roadside washes. It is found in elevations of 1,500 to 3,500 feet. The study of the community's knowledge. I did a survey and I wanted to find out about the poppy. I wanted to know if the reservation was aware of climate change and how the poppy is affected by the people in the community. And I also did a study on climate change, and I also did my artwork, and I had a conclusion. Next. This is my survey. I had a survey of 30 people. I asked questions about the poppy, and the average age of the people, if you can see, was distributed evenly. The first question I asked if the Arizona poppies can predict the weather. 21% said, 21 people said they said that the flowers do predict the weather, and 6 said no. The second question I asked if the community, if the Peridot Mesa received more or less rain in the winter, and they said the area received more rain. The third question I asked if they knew if Peridot Mesa received more or less rain in the summer, and they said they received less rain in the summer. I asked the question if they ever heard of the word climate change. Majority of the survey said, 25 said yes, they said they see climate change in the weather, the environment. They noticed the different temperatures, the season changing, global warming, and unpredictable weather. I asked the question, do you see the reservation and having any climate change in the area? And they said yes. They say that they see the flowers blooming earlier, and they notice it's getting hotter, and nature and life changes in the animal and plant cycles are different. And there's limited water and more drought. Next. We did a study on the Peridot mines, and we wanted to know what was the precipitation in the spring. And as you can see through this chart, the precipitation is pretty much even. It gets a lot of rain, and there's really no major change in it. But as you can see, those are the projections from the 1950 through the 2100s. And then so that's the spring precipitation. Next. This is the Peridot Mines precipitation for the number of climate projections with 100 degrees. As you can see, from the 1950s to the 2010s, it's in the low range. But if you go further on from 2010 up to 2100, the weather is going to change. It's going to get hotter, and it's going to show that it's going to start affecting the land, and that's part of what climate change is about. Next. This is the Peridot Mines again, and this is the climate projection for the heat hazard index. As you can see, there's different ways of looking at this chart. There's a moderating emissions, which is low, and then you've got the middle of the road that's nearby the Peridot Mines, and there is some emissions that's there, and there's high emissions and accelerating emissions in the area. So as you see, from the 1950s, it's pretty much the same range until it hits 2000. And then from 2000 to 2020, 70, it starts to level out. And then 2100, it's gonna be, gonna start changing again. It's gonna be a higher emissions. All right, next. This photo that I did right here is my artwork of how I see the poppies. The poppies, they grow, they're invasive. So when I saw this, they are a plant that has to have certain seeds that spread through the wind. And if the rains are coming early, it's gonna affect how the flowers are gonna bloom in the future. And these seeds come from the long stems of the flower when they dry up. And it's the fitness of the flower is that shows proof of its survival. But anyway, I just wanted to show the beauty of the reservation and how colorful it gets in the springtime. Next. My results showed that I wanted to know if the poppies could predict the weather, which was wrong. The climate change is the reason of their early blooming cycle. This year, the flowers bloomed early, and it came 3 weeks earlier in February, and it has increased in the moisture coming from the Pacific Ocean. The reservation has received more rain than expected. In conclusion, we as Native people living on tribal lands need to educate our communities on how we can adjust to the phenology of our Native calendar. The Native science and Western science show big changes are coming. We need to be knowledgeable of these changes. Thank you for letting me do this presentation for Native climate. Thank you.